recorded the video in
all this
3 hours.
furniture from our house,
Furniture and plants all from the house,
and just made a video and then sent it to them, and they were like, "Oh, we love this! It's so fun!" They're like, "Yeah," and they gave us a date.
2 weeks later, it was on the 12 Pack Countdown.
Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much. How's it going?
I'm doing well. I appreciate you both doing this today. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we appreciate you having us.
Of course. My name's Adam, and this is about you guys and your journey in music and all about the new record. I love the song Alcohol that you just released as well, so we can chat about that.
Appreciate it.
Okay, so who's Brandon, who's Derek? Just so I'm clear on here.
I'm Brandon. Yeah,
I'm
Okay.
Derek. Yeah.
Brandon and Derek, obviously twin brothers. So I want to hear about, where were you guys born and raised?
We were actually born and raised in a small town called Versailles. Anywhere else, people would call it Versailles, but it's Versailles, Kentucky. It's a small town right near the Lexington area. We usually have to say the town beside it so people may know where it is.
Sure. Okay. So Lexington, Kentucky-ish.
Well,
What was it like growing up there?
We realized that it's actually you're casually surrounded by horses and bourbon 24/7.
Sure.
Just embedded in you. It was
small town. Everybody who went to elementary school together graduated high school together.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So was there even like multiple school, or was it like elementary school through high school was all in one
There's
school?
multiple elementary schools, but only one middle school and high school. And we hit like 12, and all of a sudden we were all together.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Wow.
If you wanted anything different, you had to go to Lexington or the city beside us. So
Okay.
it's a very, very close knit, tight town. Very a little hallmarky.
Yeah.
But
My dad grew up there. All his 13 siblings. So everybody, it's a very big family. So everybody was like, "Oh, you look like you are you related?" I'm like, "Yes, that's my dad." So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So your dad is originally from there, and he has
Yes.
13 siblings? That's insane. Wow. And they are all still there?
Most of them are all still there. Maybe one or two have decided to go to another town or whatnot, but all of them are there. A
lot of cousins.
which means a lot of cousins too, but we don't get all the aunts and uncles mixed up. Thankfully.
That's good. That's good. Was anyone else musical in your household? Or, I mean, what about your extended family, I guess, too?
The crazy part, not necessarily. I wouldn't say. We all went to church and sang in church, and we all grew up playing. Us and our big brother, we played piano growing up, but he never really stuck with it, and it's mainly just us.
Mainly,
music
we do have like a very distant, what we consider cousin, is like early 2000s R&B singer Tweet. But
really? I didn't recognize the name. That's interesting.
And so other than that, that's it.
So this is like you. Well, how does Tweet relate to the family? Do you have any idea?
On our mom's side, in her hometown in Western Kentucky, Tweet's family is also there, and so that's kind of like it's definitely down the line of cousins. But
sure.
They're all there, and we don't ever see her or anything. She doesn't live in that area, but
right,
she's a distant cousin.
That's cool. That is cool. So you guys grew up in the church, singing in the church, and piano. What age were you both when that all started? As far as piano, I guess.
Third grade. We were always, I think once or twice a week, we were told that now you're taking the school bus to this house to piano so it was something sometimes as a kid you're not looking forward to after a long day at school.
Yeah, sure.
But, that's kind of how we got it started.
Yeah, and I did a little band growing up.
Okay.
Band, so yeah.
Didn't only you did band?
Yeah, only I did band.
Yeah, I wasn't into the band. To be honest, the teacher told I wanted to play trumpet, and she told me my fingers were too fat, and I just quit. I was like, whatever.
Wow, that's brutal, really.
Very.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, what did you play in the band?
I played clarinet and bass clarinet.
Oh, really? Yeah. I played clarinet for 1 year in the band as well, when I was in 5th grade. And the only reason why I chose it is because a kid that was a year older than me, we had to go to like the class to see what instrument you want to play, and he like put his mouth over the whole mouthpiece and just blew it as hard as he could and made this like obnoxious like duck sound. It was like I was like, that is what I want to do.
Yeah, I feel like I chose it because like it wasn't the flute and it was small enough to where like when I had to take it home, like hide it from people and not let them know I was in band. Like I was like would like sneak and throw it in, like, are you in band? I'm like, no. Yeah.
Oh man, that is funny. I know that was another good thing, good point of it. It was that it was small. So like my neighbor who I used to walk home from school with, he played the trombone, but he was a big dude. But he played the trombone. He had to carry this huge case home. We had to walk home, and I'm like, sucker, I got mine in my backpack.
I always saw the people carrying their huge instruments, and I'm like, thank God I did not have to lug that around.
Yeah. Wow. Well, how long were you in the band for then?
I was there from 6th grade to sophomore year of high school. Yeah, I was in there for a while. It was long. Yeah.
Why'd you end up leaving the band, or you just got over it? Or
yeah, what? I also played like a lot of sports, and so the director had an issue that I wasn't in marching band, and I was like, I don't want to be in marching band. I play football, and he was like,
okay,
yeah, and so he would like wanted me to like march with them at halftime, and I was like, I'm playing. No, I can't do that. So I was like, bye. Yeah, it was. I don't think.
Yeah, they're like, okay, take all your pads off, everything, and then put on this different uniform. Go out and play the halftime. Put it all back on. Get back on the field. Like, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, that was a lot. So I was like, I think I'm okay. I'm good. I'll keep playing. I'll grab the guitar.
Okay. And Derek, what about you? What'd you play? I mean, were you just in sports?
Just the sports.
Okay.
Honestly, after like piano, picked up guitar a little bit, and then that was pretty much it in terms of instruments for me. I wasn't as adventurous and getting a couple more things to play.
Yeah. Well, when did you guys start playing together? Like, when did this? I know this venture kind of started later, right?
Yes. Yes. We always grew up like singing together and practicing in the room together, but we decided like 6 months that we were going to do this together, 6 months before we moved to Nashville in 2013.
Yes, we went to separate colleges like right after high school. And I was in Indiana. He was in Chicago at school. And we, after a couple of months, close to a year, we were like, hey, this is not working out for us. The family kind of got together saying like, you know, what do we need to do to send y'all somewhere to make you happy? And we were like, you know, we both want to pursue performing in music. Why are we not doing it together? Let's just reconvene. And we saved up for 6 months, and throughout the time we just kind of started preparing ourselves as the Kentucky Gentlemen, and that was at 19. Yeah. And so about 8 or 9 years ago, and we picked it up and moved into our parents moved us into a 1-bedroom apartment here. And
we switched back and forth from the futon to the bed. We took turns for the bed.
Oh, wow.
Paper scissors every night to figure out who got the bed.
That's funny. Are you guys in Nashville still?
We are.
That's where I'm south now.
Own bedrooms. So
that's good.
We're doing better.
Yeah, you're moving up. Whereabouts in Nashville? Are you in the city?
Yes, that's just in North Nashville, literally probably more in Germantown area. It's like,
cool. Yeah, I'm south. Way south.
Gotcha.
But that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, well, I'm curious. You guys went to totally different colleges, totally different states. Was that a big difficult thing? I mean, being twins and growing up together, and then you're like, all right, well, see you later. Like,
yeah, that's exactly what it was like. Our parents were so upset. We talked maybe twice. Yeah, during like the first like 8 months ago.
And I was like asking my mom, like, hey, how's Derek? And they're like, call him. And I'm like, no, I can just ask you. It's fine.
But it was more like, I think it was a thing that we like just really need to grow as individuals, because that was something that no one let us be growing up. So it didn't really bother. Every now and then, of course, we like send each other messages talking crap and stuff. But other than that, there wasn't a whole lot of chatting at all. Looking back, like that is kind of weird, but I think it was just something that like needed to happen.
We need to become more individuals and become our own person instead of just being the twins.
Right. Were you guys always just labeled the twins, like in school and stuff?
For the most part, yeah. The twins, or we have an older brother, and they say the Campbell brothers. So it was like hard to like have your own
identity.
Identity.
Yeah, I've actually noticed now that I'm from California, Southern California, but when we moved, my family and I moved here a year ago in February, so a little over a year ago. And there's a lot of twins here, like younger twins, like not like older people, but like twin, like around. It's crazy. I mean, like in my neighborhood, there's like 5 sets of twins.
It was the same with us. We
in our high school with
like 4 sets of twins.
Really?
Our neighbors who were just a year too younger than us were twins. Like twins
then,
are everywhere.
I think in the class below us, like they had triplets.
Like we were like something was in the water in the early 90s.
I was gonna say, because like growing up, I think there was 2 sets of twins and like our whole school maybe. And no, maybe 3, but it was very rare. And here I'm like, there's not a whole lot of kids at my bus stop, but you know, there's 2 sets of twins at the bus stop for my kids, which is like, to me, I'm like, whoa. There's like 5 families and 2 of them have twins. Like, but anyway. So were you in the same classes growing up, or did you kind of try to stay not like
for one thing, because my mom's a therapist and she thinks about these things, she's like, from the moment we hit kindergarten, we wouldn't be in the same class in order because we always distracted each other and like and so we wouldn't be dependent on each other, and they also were trying to let us be our own people. So up until high school, we were never in the same classes.
That's probably a good thing. Do you guys think that it was a good thing?
Honestly, when I look back and we hit high school and we were in some of the same classes, we definitely distracted each other. So.
I think it was a good thing. I think it was a good thing too.
That's interesting. Well, there's the 2 sets of twins I can think of right now that are at the bus stop here. One family does that where they separate their kids. They're like, no, I don't want them in the same class. But then there's another set that's like, they need to be together and the younger, the ones that they have to be together, they're in kindergarten, I think. So it'll be interesting to see if they kind of get stuck, or if the school district is like, sorry, you know, we're splitting them up.
It was crazy because like in high school, when we were in classes together, I would just like not take notes because I knew it was like, well, I know he's taking them, so I don't have to see.
I was look at him at home. I was always like, why didn't you do anything? He's like, because you're doing it.
That's funny. Oh man. Well, okay. So then you end up do you guys decide who, like, what did you guys go to school for? Was it 2 completely different things, or?
I went to school for vocal performance and minor in dance and fashion marketing. And
I went to college on a ballet scholarship, actually.
Did you really?
I did.
So you guys are both in performing
arts.
So okay. So this isn't that far-fetched. Were you both in dance? Were you doing ballet and stuff for the school? Or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Definitely were. We I guess college, it was a choice between like ballet and football, what I was gonna pursue. And clearly I veered off of both, and I was like, you know what's actually calling me? Singing. So.
That's cool. Okay. So did you finish school, or halfway through school, or first year of school, you're like, this isn't working out, let's get back together and try to do something different?
Yeah, exactly.
About halfway through the first year, we were like, not the happiest here. I feel like we could be happier doing other things elsewhere.
Just kind of those schools weren't really like pushing us to be like our best selves. And we decided to kind of, our best selves were honestly pursuing singing what we've always done together.
Sure.
And that felt way more right than being so frustrated all the time with those other worlds that we were in.
Right. And then you eventually moved to Nashville, like you said, in a 1-bedroom. And are you writing music together at this point, like songs and everything?
Yes. We the first year we were writing songs before we moved to Nashville, and then the very first year we decided that the best way to knock out all of our worst stuff was to write a song or 2 every single day for the first year that we were in Nashville.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we stuck by it. And again, I still actually love some of those songs, and I really still want to cut some, but there probably might be some of the worst stuff though. So I don't know. I think I just
though
attachment to it.
But to write a song every day, that's incredible, or multiple songs a day. And then so you do this for obviously a year or so, and then what's the first kind of the next step from there? Like, you have these songs, but do you meet up with the producer, or like do you get a publishing deal? Like, what kind of is the next step in the journey?
Well, after that year, we, writing so much, you start kind of working out a little bit of what you sound like and what you're going for and what you're comfortable with and enjoy the most. And so we kind of took that material and found like-minded writers and writers that could push us to be to write better versions of what we've already written and those kind of things. And that's when we started kind of mingling with other songwriters and getting in rooms with them. And then on top of that, getting introduced to producers who could also, pull that sound together.
Okay. And was the first song, I'm just looking at Spotify, was the first song you guys put out together called Blame It on Tequila?
Yes. We
originally had like an EP out, but it is no longer there because the sound has changed so much that we didn't want people to like.
Okay. So you had an EP, you guys put an EP out, and where were you playing, like around town or like?
Yes, we were playing a lot around town.
And we were traveling playing some festivals, some small town festivals as well. It's when I look back, like I actually really miss like having a full band on like the court steps of some small town and just singing.
Tequila was like the first song that we released where we felt more confident in what our sound would be like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. And that was in 2019, and then words like when the pandemic hits, how does that affect what you guys are up to?
Woo, yeah, the pandemic. Woo, yeah. So we kept writing. We wrote a lot through the pandemic, wrote a lot virtually, and it was really hard to write virtually when you're used to like pulling off people's energies in the room. But when you have like 4 people on a Zoom ride or something, it's like you're going all these different directions. So we just kept writing, trying to crank it out. And then in the pandemic, we wrote Vibin. I think right before the pandemic just hit, and it was still, people were like still seeing each other, and we went to our friends and we wrote Vibin. And then we decided to release it.
Yes.
And then it just kind of took off.
Yeah, when that got some traction, we decided like, hey, let's really own into this sound that now is super authentic to us. And so at the end of 2020 and early 2021, we all decided we were gonna have this group of people. We're all gonna make sure, we were healthy. And then we just had a writing camp, and all of these new songs we wrote in that writing camp a year or so ago. And so these are all pandemic songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
interesting.
Yes. So especially alcohol, because that was the theme of the pandemic.
Oh, I think that was the theme for most people, right? Just, oh my gosh, look what is happening with this world, and we're all stuck inside and that was one of the essential businesses, which I found was interesting.
Yeah.
The liquor store.
Yeah, they refused to close it.
Yeah. But
I'm not complaining.
Right. You said Vibin kind of took off. Where tell me about that.
Yeah, so like then at that point we were just like sending emails, sending the song to anybody and everybody. I know people are probably annoyed by us. And then so we sent it to National Music Quality, and next thing you know, they forwarded it and they're like, oh, we love this song. We showed it to the vice president of CMT, and she loves it, and she wants to talk to you. She'll email you, and 5 minutes later, we get an email from her, and she's like, hey, we'd love to do a world premiere of your video if you have a video. And so we're like, yeah, we have a video, knowing full well we did not have a video. And I was like, give us 3 days and it's getting edited. And then, so we hired someone on a whim.
Could only afford 3 hours worth of filming. Yeah. So we like just went and found this like Airstream trailer and just recorded the video.
And all this furniture from our house.
Furniture and plants all from the house.
And just made a video and then sent it to them, and they're like, oh, we love this. It's so fun. They're like, yeah, and they gave us a date.
2 weeks later, it was on the 12-pack countdown.
Oh, wow.
Like maybe 6 months. It was, and then so that kind of opened up a lot of us being doing a lot of events.
That's incredible. How funny. Did they know, or did you end up telling them, hey, we make this video like right after we talked to you?
we actually say we did say we only like filmed it in a couple of hours, but we have not. This is the first time we're coming clean that the video was not even in our heads.
That's amazing. Wow. That is really cool. I mean, and to be on CMT and like have all that kind of happening, that must have been huge, especially, as it happened.
Yes.
Seeing the CMT logo with your like on your picture and on the video it still feels insane. Like I can't fathom it. I'm like, whoa, what's happening?
Especially like after like the 2020 year, like we were like 2021, we were like, oh, like imagine this is when things happen.
Right.
Like everything has just
down.
gone different ways than we would have ever imagined. So after being, you know, like hustling for so long to get to kind of have those kind of outlets paying attention to you, it feels great.
Yeah. What was it like telling your family that, hey, you know, it's working out, or it's, you know, it's paying off here?
Yeah, I had called and my parents were like, are you okay? You sound sad. I'm like, no, this is happy tears. I was like, we're going to be on CMT, our video. And our parents were like, wait, what? Yeah.
That's so cool.
They were like, it's fine. It's starting to be worth it. All this help we've been sending you, it's finally worth it. Yeah.
It's paying off. Exactly. That's incredible. So you said all these songs are from pretty much the pandemic. Well, tell me about Alcohol. That's the newest one that you guys just put out.
Yes.
Okay, talk to me about this song.
That is where I say that our 365 days of writing a song came in handy. So we were able to flip something as you know, a normal simple country song about alcohol. You know, we hear those every single day. And so we were able to flip and spank it and make it something like what we consider completely fresh and like a new approach to it. We I guess in that I was like, I have this really funny, like, hear me out, because everyone was like, we're not writing about that. But I was like, hear me out. There's like when you're some people like me, when your heart gets broke, like you're being funny, nothing's wrong, you're like being charismatic, but like at the same time you're going out and drinking too much every night. Like clearly you're upset, man. And so we decided just kind of like as like men who just say, hey, look, I'm in denial. I'm just gonna be that guy where I'm gonna pretend nothing's wrong and I'm just gonna have the time of my life, but be super self-destructive at the same time. And so we just decided to kind of take a humorous approach to that and pull from all those different emotions, and it's got that Motown feel. We first heard that bass, and we were like, that's exactly how music was. And most of our inspiration comes from the early like 90s R&B and country, but Motown, clearly all that is influenced by that too. So we decided to kind of pull from all that kind of expression and put it all into one song, and just this overwhelming back and forth. Am I happy? Am I sad? Is it screw you or do I love you? It's just the whole thing. I don't know. I'm just gonna drink. And so that's how we kind of came across that. Yeah.
I do love your guys' sound, because it has like an R&B feel to it, but it's also country as well, and it's very unique.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I mean, did it take a while to kind of come up with that sound, or no?
It was more so, honestly, the producer we worked with is probably the first producer to hit it on the mark a lot quicker than anyone else we've worked with. From like the bass line, like I was like, there's just something always missing, I feel like, from when we record. And I was like, I just feel like there should be more of a groove. And we figured out like it just needed more boom and bass. And he just put the bass on there. And I was like, and now every song we get the bass on there, and it feels more like us. Like, So it didn't take a while with this producer. Maybe it took like working with him for a year where we finally got like the right sound.
Yeah, technically it's like we've always had these same voices and utilized them the same way. It was just how to wrap the right music and instruments around them to really bring out that we're just soulful country dudes, you know? So like, but we found that niche now. Yeah.
Amazing. And you're on the road now, or you're going to be on the road?
Yes. Yeah, we've been on the road the last few months. We've been in Chicago, Atlanta, New York. Next month we are in Wisconsin and Louisville,
Nashville too.
Playing Nashville. Yes. Yeah.
Where in Nashville are you guys playing?
Oh, actually playing City Winery.
It's a show presented by CMT.
Wow.
Really cool. It's like Black Opera Review. It's like highlighting a lot of the Black country artists around town. And CMT was all about it, and they presented it and sponsored it all. So it was great. It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Black tie fair. So I got
it's a black tie fair too.
Gotta get a new suit or something. Oh, I love it. That's so awesome. And congratulations. That's huge. That's so huge.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, Alcohol just came out, but I'm guessing you have other songs from that writing session, or do you have newer stuff that you've been working on? Like what's coming out next?
We've got other stuff from that same period that we were writing, but then we've been definitely writing some killer stuff. We feel killer lately, and we're gonna try to mix those things in as well, because we've got so lots of things to say, and we've got lots of parties to have. So we just got to figure out a balance of what we need the world to hear right now. But we've got, in terms of, I mean, there's so many songs, probably like 4 or 5 more songs coming out in just the next months. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So this whole year is just going to be filled with all the new music.
That is awesome. Well, thank you both so much for doing this. I really, really appreciate it. I have one more quick question. I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists, and I want to see if I can get an answer from both you, Brandon and Derek.
Okay. I'm gonna go first.
Okay, you got it.
All right. I honestly stand by, just keep showing up and don't quit when other people clearly would. I think that's exactly why where we're at today. You just keep showing up, and some people may act like you're not supposed to be there. You are, and keep showing up, and eventually they'll see why. And if they don't see why, then it was none of their business anyway. So just keep showing up.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I would say my main thing is don't go home. No matter how many times you hear no matter how many, when you hear no, just grab a guitar, get back into it. Just don't go home. Don't go home. Just to the mental space of, I'm not going home. I hear no, I'm not going home. Bringing it backward.